What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. And today we're going to be doing a defensive film room for the game against the Lions. Now, as you guys know, if you guys check out my channel, I posted a couple of all 22 every snap videos for certain players. I still will get on that. You guys can drop suggestions below. Obviously, I can't do it for every single player that played. So if you guys, based on popularity, if you guys want a certain player, I'll post that for you guys. I think Micah McFadden is next, as I'm not the only one that apparently wants to see it, and Dane Belton. And we'll see if I get some offensive players as well. But I wanted to do a overall defensive film review. So let's get into it. I got a couple of plays, maybe 16, 17 plays I really want to get into. So let's go. All right, so obviously this is the first play of the game. We have Pinnock lined up as that single high safety. Giants are looking like they're showing a cover one right now. Dane Belton's coming down here, guarding the tight end on the strong side. Good rush. We'll get into the box view later. But right off the bat, good rush. So the ball is going to be headed towards Trey Hawkins. Hawkins actually puts himself in good position here to make this play, even if Pinnock wasn't available. But Pinnock jumps this route and makes the play. You can see Pinnock just immediately diagnosed that he's going that way. The ball was headed that way. Makes a good angle and cuts off the ball. I don't know if you can see the ball from this angle, but as you can see, though, this is on Jameson Williams, if you guys don't know, former first-round pick. And Trey Hawkins gets on the inside of him. He notices that it's a underthrown ball. Gets on the inside of him. So even if Pinnock wasn't there, Jameson Williams also falls. So this would have been a Trey Hawkins interception, I think. Probably would have been either a pass breakup or a Hawkins interception, because that ball just looked possibly a little bit way underthrown, that the momentum of Trey Hawkins probably wasn't going to be enough to stop for that ball. But great play by Pinnock. So this is what happened in the box. Got the box view angle here. Take a look at Timon Fox lined up. He's gonna make a nice swipe move and rip immediately right after that. I'll go back here. He's gonna swipe that hand to get him off his inside chest and rip and get right to the quarterback. Sudfeld makes an errant throw. Underthrown, obviously. He was hit as he threw, and then Jason Pinnock is there. But let me see by that angle if Trey Hawkins could have been there for that ball. Possibly. I don't know. Trey Hawkins' momentum was too fast to stop. But yeah, Trey Hawkins had a very good game. Very impressed by his production against the Lions. There were a couple of plays where he gave up some passes, but I really don't think it's his fault. You can see here the Giants are lined up and they're showing like a cover 3 look, and maybe looks like one of these guys are gonna go. Obviously, it's Wink's defense. There is gonna be a guy that goes, but you have Pinnock here who was lined up as a potential blitzer, as a safety coming down, but he bails to formulate a sort of a quarters look. These guys are going to run like a quarters look, kind of stay at the sticks sort of thing. And you're going to get a quick out to this receiver here. Trey Hawkins is 6-7 yards of separation. Breaks on this ball so quickly. This is what I like about Hawkins, man. So his athleticism allows him to break on this ball so quickly, and this is why he did allow catches. He did allow catches to in this game, but they didn't go very far. Okay, he's able to break on this ball very well and stop any sort of yak yardage. And like I said, this is not really his fault. They're in a quarters look. They're off coverage. Okay, you're not going to be sticking on the receiver. A quick out is going to beat that, but it's all about you stopping the yak yardage, stopping any more potential yards after the catch, because there is no flat defender. I love the communication here. This was on the 4th down attempt by the Lions. This was their, I believe, second drive, and this is where Jason Pinnock just ended the day here. But it was from the hell. I don't know if Jason Pinnock probably would have took it anyway. But you can see Bobby McCain here. As he bails, Bobby McCain's signaling to Jason Pinnock like, hey, take this guy. He's crossing. And Pinnock takes him. Deontay Banks follows his guy. Okay? These guys are covered. Everybody's covered on this 4th down attempt. It was just perfectly executed. Perfectly executed. This looks like it was maybe a cover 3. He's playing man. He's playing man. They're manned up on the outsides, and they got some zone. This is probably cover 1, honestly. This is cover 1. I'm sorry. It's like a cover 1 blitz here. Look at, they're sending the house here. And the pressure from, I believe that was Timon Fox again. We're going to go to the box view right here. Play action when nobody's there. And that wasn't Timon Fox. It was O'Shane Ximenez with the QB knockdown. But forces that ball to be thrown. And it was actually a good throw. But Jason Pinnock was there for the pass defense. But look at this. This is actually a really accurate throw. Right in the chest. You just got to come down with it when you hit the ground. And fortunately couldn't do that. Great play by Jason Pinnock. All right, this is a good example of how pressure is key, and it is a very dangerous game to play. All right, Wink Martindale bets on his guys to win all the time. He is the most blitz calling defensive coordinator in the NFL, and I don't think that is going to change, especially what we see in a preseason game. A preseason game, we see this many blitzes. Almost every defensive play you're going to look at is a blitz. All right, you got a 7-man box here. You could argue it's an 8-man box. You could argue that with Trey Hawkins just outside there. But it's an 8-man box here. And the Giants are going to, you see here, they're going to go into what a quarters look here. They're going to bail. Trey Hawkins is going to drop. Belton drops. Darnay drops. Deontay drops. Listen, they're going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe there's a 5-man blitz or more than that. A 5-man blitz. But they're going to send double. They're going to send this linebacker and this safety here, or nickel guy, in Bobby McCain. They're going to send him over on kind of an overload blitz. And then these tight ends are going to get free releases. These guys are pretty much free. You got quarters defense here. You only got 2 guys, these 2 linebackers guarding the hook zones. Nobody's in the flat. So your pressure better get there. And it does. And it forces, it's Kobe Smith, I believe, forces the throw here, and he just has to throw it anywhere. I mean, he just threw it way out of bounds. But pressure is key because, as you can see on this play side here, Jameson Williams is making his cut on the in route, and you have this tight end by himself who probably should have turned around. He saw the pressure was there. He saw he got a free release. He should have just turned around. I don't know why he went. This is the 4 verts play. I don't know why they stuck with the 4 verts. This is what really separates good players from just average players, right? There's guys that just does their job no matter what. This guy, first of all, didn't even get off the snap when everybody else did. Look, he's still there. Okay? He probably should have turned around, but then again, this quarterback didn't look his way, but there should have been some sort of dump off there. Quarters, only 2 linebackers guarding the hook zones. Nobody's in the flat. And, yeah, pressure is key, and it's a dangerous game. Now, this is a very fun blitz. Like, you would only see this in a Wink Martindale defense. I mean, it's very rare I see stuff like that, especially in the preseason. Like, the preseason is supposed to be, like, vanilla plays. You're just trying to evaluate players. Like, Wink is trying to send pressure, man. Check out this look here, all right? You're probably looking at some sort of cover 1, right? Man, you're probably going to get somebody blitzing. You just don't know who, right? And as we let this play out, we're going to see Bobby McCain sink down to a hook. And then you're going to see Dane Belton go hook. You're going to see Javarius Owens go single high guarding the half of the field. Look at that. Insane. And yeah, the quarterback is able to get flushed out. So if you look at this blitz, they're going to overload this side of the line. Right? They're going to send 4 guys on 3, and then somebody's going to leak out, and they just completely bulldoze this side of the line, forces the quarterback out, and he makes a good throw with O'Shane Ximenez guarding the flat. He just makes a good throw behind Ximenez and makes the throw. If you check it out from the box angle here. Good stunting, good stunt. Carter Coughlin comes out here, and then Cam Brown is going to stunt inside the Twins. Twins using a little bit of teamwork there. Darnay Holmes on the blitz as well. It was a well-designed blitz that it was unfortunate that the ball was caught because the running back leaked out. But man, it's just so fun watching Wake Martindale and like instruct this defense. Like, it's insane. You'll never know where the pressure's coming from. You'll never know where a guy's dropping to. Like, Javarius Owens dropped back from literally 5 yards behind, 5 yards to the line of scrimmage and dropped all the way back in deep coverage. He bailed all the way back to deep coverage. It's crazy. Deontay Banks did not allow a reception in the entire debut against the Lions, but there were some points in time where it could have been the other way around. And in this case, a lot of people are talking about this play on Twitter. So you're going to get a play that the Giants run a lot offensively, where they're going to have a deep crossing route and they're going to have somebody on the clear route. But it's very odd to me because the Giants just never throw the clear route. I mean, we just never do. But in this case, the quarterback for the Lions, Sudfeld, throws the clear out. I think this was supposed to go to 80 here, but it's Jameson Williams. But it was a good place throw as well. But I'm just looking at 80. 80 just looked open, but could have been a different look if the ball was actually thrown there. But let's play the ball in the air. And Deontay Banks by himself. We're going to switch over. All right, so the ball's in the air, and you can see Jameson Williams. All right, I know it's hard as a wide receiver. They teach you this, to place your hands up at the last possible millisecond you can, because these cornerbacks, these defensive backs, if you watch this play out in slow motion, these defensive backs, they watch your body language. They don't watch where the ball is. They're watching you. Look at Deontay Banks. I think at one point he looks at the ball. He sees the ball, but then he looks back at Jameson Williams. All right. He's watching your body language, and you're basically going to tell the defensive back where the ball is. He just places his hands out a little too early, and I know it's hard as a receiver to like do that a millisecond at a time, but it's what they train you to do. And Williams completely misses. I mean, the ball lands perfectly in the pocket. He just misses this. But Deontay Banks makes sure that he doesn't secure this catch by bringing out his arms. I personally think that even if Jameson Williams caught this ball, that Deontay Banks was going to knock it out just by the technique in which he grabbed his arms so cleanly and ripped both of his arms away from each other. I don't think. Look at this. Both of his arms are behind him. Both of Jameson Williams' arms is behind him. I don't think he comes up with this ball either. Even if he catches this cleanly, I just don't think he does. But that was really good defense by Deontay Banks. I know he kind of let off a step on Jameson Williams. I know he's fast. He kind of let him fly by a bit. You guys can see him on the top here. Kind of lets him fly by him a little bit, but great technique. Again, watching Jameson, he's watching his eyes. His eyes probably lit up. That's when he turned around, look at the ball, and great technique to force it incomplete. But great play by Deontay Banks. A lot of people are saying that he just got beat and Jameson just flat out dropped it. There's always more to the story, and I hope you guys get something from that. All right, one-on-one Deontay Banks again against, I believe this is another rookie. I'm not a Coda. I don't know, but he was balling out all day. I believe this is Coda, but he was balling out all day. Deontay Banks on him, and this is cover one. So in cover one, Deontay Banks is going to be by himself on an island. He has good technique, and he kind of lets off a little bit. We're going to switch the cam here. He kind of lets him separate a little bit. I believe this is a bit of a push off too. They called a flag on this, but they brought it back. But Coda could not, if this is Coda, the receiver could not high point this ball any better. He should have. He mistimed this ball terribly. He should have been a little bit more outside. He was way too far. This is a good thrown ball. but Banks helps knock it out. There was almost a bad leg injury there. If you guys seen that, that was almost a bad leg injury. But Deontay Banks, one-on-one, able to hold his ground against this receiver. I think this is Coda, but you can see even off a release, Deontay Banks seemed like he had him there. All right. He didn't. The receiver didn't try anything crazy. He tried a split release here, but it wasn't a good split release. All right. Split releases is just when you basically get parallel with your feet, and then sometimes you can stutter it, but you get parallel with your feet. You maybe stab a misdirection stab, and then you burst. And this was kind of not a good. He kind of went parallel twice. So that's once. Yeah. Once, twice, it looks like. But just good play by Deontay Banks. Way to get his arm in there and force the incomplete pass. As much as I love Wink Martindale, I love the way he blitzes, and we just talked about that earlier. There are some blitzes that are just stupid to do, and I would just hate seeing. I don't want to see this. All right. Double cornerback blitzes. Trey Hawkins and Deontay Banks are going. Nobody's guarding the flats. The guys responsible for guarding the flats, this cornerback, Cordell Flott, is going to be taking the flat or the outside. Micah McFadden's taking the outside here, leaving this whole middle the responsibility of Carter Coughlin. And it's just not ideal. Not ideal, especially if the pressure doesn't get there. This is why I say pressure is a dangerous game to play. All right? Getting pressure, blitzing is a dangerous game to play. And you get these guys blitzing, they don't get anywhere. Banks gets close, forces the throw, but there's already a guy open. And, this isn't the king, Micah McFadden's fault. His responsibility is this flat here, and you get this tight end getting, slanting inside. Easy. I mean, it can't get any easier than that. If you're not getting there, if these corners are not successful, you're not going to win, because check this out. If I ever see a cornerback blitzing, or my quarterback ever sees a cornerback blitzing, immediate thought process is to look at the receiver that the cornerback is blitzing from. Always. Because this guy's going to be open at some point. Easy post, easy slant for the first down. And yeah, you're going to get punished if you don't get there in time. You're just going to get punished. Jason Pinnock may have won that second safety role, but Dane Belton is not too far behind him, as you're going to see a lot of Belton as that third safety in those sets that Wink Martindale loves to do. He loves to incorporate big dime, big nickel sets with 3 safeties on the field, sometimes 4, but in this case, he's playing the single high here. He's going to drop back and be at the right place at the right time to get the interception and keep it moving. So let's rewind and see what happened here, okay? You can see, all right, so Jameson Williams is the targeted receiver. He is the stacked receiver, the behind stacked receiver. Banks is going to be assigned to him. The Giants have had a lot of trouble in the past of guarding stacked receiver sets, but they do a good job guarding here. Cordell Flott has that top receiver. He's going to follow him on the over. It looks like a double kind of over. I don't know what play design this is. Looks like they're just both gonna be hitting like some sort of crossing route or post, right? And this ball is thrown way over the head of Williams, forcing him to jump to try to make this grab, but it was just way too high. But who forced this? Who forced this play? You can see there's a play action. You're gonna see Carter Coughlin and Micah McFadden kind of bite a bit on the play action. Once they see that this is not a run, they're going to back away from their gaps. And Micah McFadden does a great job in, instead of sticking, shallow, making sure, nobody crosses him, he has the awareness to back all the way back and force this quarterback to throw over him. McFadden forces this quarterback to make a higher throw than he needs to, because if McFadden was still here guarding, his hook zone, if shallow, his hook zone, if anybody crosses him, then he could have just made a line drive straight over here to Williams and just pretend McFadden is not there. This would have been probably a complete pass, right? Maybe Deontay Banks gives up a pass here, his first pass. But McFadden is there, forces that quarterback to throw higher than he needs to. He throws way too high, and it lands in the hands of the safety creeping up, Dane Belton. So this is great teamwork here. Micah McFadden had a big part in this, and Dane Belton executed very well. Deontay Banks got beat a bit here by Jameson Williams, but it's okay. Good result. So this is going to be a rollout play for the Lions. They're going to send this tight end on a fake cutback block, and he's going to be open as a receiver. This is just a really good design play. Teams run it all the time. It's in every team's playbook. But notice Deontay Banks here. A bunch sets are the hardest to guard up when you're playing man defense. It's just not easy to do. So I don't really know what the hell happened here. There was a bunch of miscommunication, it seems like. No, they let Jameson Williams go free. Nobody's there guarding him. Nobody's in the flat. I don't know if Cam Brown was supposed to be guarding the flat and then play contain on the quarterback. Dude, I don't know what the hell was going on here. Cordell Flott looks like maybe he let Jameson Williams by accident because he was communicating when the snap was made. It seemed like he wasn't paying attention. His eyes got away from him, and Jameson Williams is out the door. That's what it seems like to me. Could be wrong. But check out, one thing I want you guys to notice is check out this receiver here, and he does a fantastic job of beating Deontay Banks. Banks did get beat here, but due to the play design, I don't think he was really a viable option. But so this receiver is going to run what seems to be a post route, but he does a great job with his technique to get there. He's gonna push outside, forcing Banks to flip to open up a bit, opening up his hips like that. He gets vertical and then cuts inside and beats Banks. Okay? And he lets him out. But, I mean, the play is already made, but look at this separation. So, check that out. He's going to get outside, stem vertical, get back inside. That's just a very, very nice route right there. As soon as he forces Banks to open up, he cuts back inside right behind him. And if this is going to the receiver, Banks is giving up a catch. So listen, Banks wasn't perfect, okay? His stats, I mean, he did very well when he was targeted, but there were a lot of points in time where things like this happened, and he's going to learn. But this was just a well-executed route by the receiver. Well-executed route. Now, nobody talks about this player, and I doubt people even know he is on the team, but he is somebody that I had a close eye on ever since we signed him out of Washington, the UDFA, Alex Cook, the safety. He's right here, number 23. Now, I really love Washington defensive backs. I think they adapt well into the NFL. Some of them work out for the better. Some of them, like Kevin King, guys like that, Sidney Jones, don't really fare out that well in the NFL, whether it be injury or just lack of consistency. But they always have a good understanding of zone coverages. They always have a good understanding of route anticipation, route concepts. So you have another quarters look here. You got Alex Cook in playing one of the quarter zones, and you got Rodarius Williams here, Javarius Owens here, who is a good. They played very well together, and I can't see who that is over there. But you're gonna see Jameson Williams, no coverage at all. He's gonna cut inside. Cook is gonna read that, get on the inside of Williams, and force this incomplete. Was a tad, honestly, probably a tad early. He could have gotten an interception here. Maybe he was a tad early. I don't know. You guys could be the judge of that. But he cuts perfectly inside, undercuts this route. This is a very kind of lazy deep post. And Cook is able to cook up something nice and get on the inside. I love that. So let's see it from the box. Look here. You see Williams stemming up. Cook notices, gets on the inside. Yeah, he got there a little bit too early. Oh my God, this was a batted ball. That's what it was. It was a batted pass. That's something I just noticed by Habakkuk Baldonado. How about that? Another guy I was telling people about before we signed him to our team. I wanted the Giants to draft him in the 5th round out of Pitt. Loved it. Look at the arm extension there by Hobby. I call him Hobby. That's my nickname for him. Good arm extension. Every time, it's the best thing for these edge defenders to extend and block shed. That's how you're supposed to do it. Extend. Do not let this guy get his hands on your inside and get the interrupted pass there. Could have been intercepted if this was thrown cleanly. All right, this is another good play by Alex Cook and Javarius Owens. So the safety duo making a play here. You're going to see the Lions running inside zone. And the handoff is made. This running back is going to cut back. I think that's what I think that's what it's for. They had two cutback blockers over here. I think they were trying to get the running back to cut back and run here. But Alex Cook and Owens did not run with the flow. They didn't run with their gap. Instead, they stood behind. They recognized what was going on. And they both make the play. How about that? Both make the play here. I think that was designed for that. I think that running back was supposed to cut back like that. You can see those two tight ends kind of making sure nobody gets behind. So, yeah, that is definitely well designed there. But great play by the two safeties. And Habakkuk Baldonado wasn't too far behind as well. I think he's right here. He kind of shrugs off this tight end. But great job by these young talented rookies, man. This is fantastic play recognition, fantastic diagnosing of a play from Javarius Owens. His awareness is great. I love this play. This is one of my favorite plays that he's made. Check this out. So they're going to run the same play we talk about all the time, even when we watch the Giants film reviews for the offense, like going back to last year. You're going to have the clear out, and then you're going to have the over underneath. And usually the clear out is supposed to open up that over. And you have what looks to be man coverage here. Cover one. And you're going to get this clear out. He's guarded up. At this over route, he's not guarded up. Javarius Owens recognized that. He comes up from his single high positioning. And he's going to break and immediately get after Maurice Alexander, who had a punt return earlier, or a kick return earlier in this game. But great recognition that he almost picks this off. I mean, he gets there just in time, man. I just love this. Great recognition there. Nobody was going to be guarding him. This is man coverage. So, it's great. Great job there. All right, here's Habakkuk Baldonado, his first sack in the NFL that was taken away from him, but I'm going to count it anyway because that sack was bogus. All right, so you're going to be lining up in a 9-tech all the way left side of your screen, 9-tech. And you're going to see the tight end bail on him. This tackle is going to have to guard him. He kind of hesitates a little bit here. You notice that he doesn't burst. He kind of hesitates a little bit. Kind of forces contain a little bit. I don't know if he was trying to bat away the pass. He saw the quarterback looking his way, but he's like, hey man, this guy's kind of weak. I'm just gonna push him off aside. There's really not like much technique by the besides extending your arms. Like I said before, the best way to disengage from a guy holding you when you're a defender, when you're an edge defender or a pass rusher, is to extend your arms and make sure that they don't have a firm grip on you. You don't want to be chest to chest with these guys because usually the tackles always win. And he's able to brush him off. And I don't understand this penalty. I really don't. I mean, he fell on him. I mean, he didn't even bring him to the ground. He kind of like slowly fell on him. The quarterback kind of took himself down, honestly, but I guess that's just me. Now, Hobby's actual first sack was a lot better than his first. Now, he actually used a lot better technique, a lot more brain power here. He remembers that this tight end is going to, dip just like last time. He notices that. And what he's going to do is he's going to hesitate. We'll let this play out first. He's going to hesitate, force the tackle to misfire that punch and get around him. This was great. Forcing the misfire and shrugs it off, kind of swipes it off. Oh my God. And is able to get around for the sack. This tackle just had a bad day versus Baldonado. I love the hesitation there. He kind of faked that he was going to go. He was going to rush him, faked it, hesitated, stutter step, and he misfired that punch. He misfired he punched with both of his arms. And he had no chance. Absolutely no chance. The tackle doesn't even pick up his quarterback, man. He just sits there like, damn, he beat me. Now, this is how you lose your job as a linebacker in the NFL. All these gaps are covered, okay? Habakkuk has the edge. You get Troy Brown here. You have, I don't know who, I think this is Kobe Smith or Jeter, Donovan Jeter here on this gap. This is supposed to be Deontay Johnson's gap right here. Gap right here, gap right here, gap right here. It's all covered, right? All the gaps are covered. Stick to your gap and do not let anybody babysit your gap for you. Okay? You see this play is made. It's going to be a run. Run through this gap. Run through this gap. Javarius Owens really didn't watch his gap either. But run through that gap and stop the play. Do not hesitate. And this is why that running back was able to run through this gap here and get some yardage. Everybody else had to fill in for him. Okay? Gap discipline. Gap discipline. You can see it on the next play. This is a good example of what you should do. You have Alex Cook here. Like I said, these gaps are all filled out, right? He has this big-ass gap right here. And Cook has this gap here. All these gaps are covered, okay? And Cook is going to he's going to notice that this is a run. He's going to burst through the gap and try to stop that running back before he gets through. And you can see Deontay Johnson still had a hard time hitting his own gap. And it was almost a touchdown. It wasn't a touchdown, but it was almost a touchdown. Again, you have to be able to attack that gap. This is why I like Troy Brown a lot better than Deontay Johnson. He was a little bit more passive here, but this is how you're supposed to do it. This is coming from a safety, not a linebacker. Look at this linebacker still all the way over here. Everybody's pushing forward. This linebacker is here. I don't know if he was asked to contain what? You don't want this guy to pass the end zone. He's still in the end zone. Don't let him pass the end zone. Cook does a good job exploiting through this gap and initiating the tackle. Johnson was there to clean it up, but I don't know why he's doing that because you almost let him through. But, yeah, that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and comment your favorite play in the comment section below. I'm Kid Blue, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo!